Okay. So for lab, you will be assessed for lab continuous assessment and it worth 1 credit. I hope you are aware of that. Aditya?
Yes, sir.
Yes. And this translates into 50 marks. So how will you be assessed for lab work? So there are 2 or 3 things that you have to do. The first thing is you have to complete the experiment file. So all the experiments that we are going to conduct, I am going to give you observation tables. So you have to do the calculations, you have to write the inferences. And at end of every experiment, you will find certain questions listed in the write-up. So you have to write down or type the answers to those questions and you have to submit this entire thing either on Google Classroom or on Canvas. Let us see how it goes. So completion of all experiments with all this writing and everything, that will carry 20 marks. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
This 20 marks will also include your regularness, class participations, etc. etc. And then you are going to, there are total 7 exercises plus 3 graphical exercises. So there are total 10 exercises which we are going to do on each, on 3, 3 and 4 exercises. We are going to conduct a Viva. But Viva is conducted in slightly different fashion. I am going to set MCQs based on set of 3 experiments. So you have to attempt those MCQs. So whatever marks that you get in these MCQs will reflect as your final marks and this total counts for 30 marks. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So this is how the breakup of 50 marks is. 20 plus 30. For this, every week we are going to meet for 3 hours. 1 lab session. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So effectively, the work corresponding to 1 week will be of 3 hours. So I hope you are very clear on how this course is going to proceed, how this lab is going to proceed, and how you will be assessed. Happy?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we will start with the first experiment. Now before we proceed, I want to tell you that whatever experiments that we are going to conduct, discussion, thought experiments or videos, whatever we are going to do here is closely related to your theory. So therefore, the parts that the concepts that I discuss here, I am not going to repeat them in our theory class. Am I very clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. And for all the 4 batches, the lab is going to be conducted by me. Therefore, I can take that liberty. So whatever we discuss in lab sessions, whatever concepts we cover here, I am not going to discuss them during the theory class, but I will just refer to the lab session number. For example, when we start solving problems on beams, I am going to say that the preliminary concepts have been covered in lab session 1. So you have to go on YouTube and find out the corresponding video and then you have to work on it. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So let us begin with the first experiment and that is reaction of beams. So the name itself has 3 words in it: reaction, of is okay, and beams. So we have to understand first what do we mean by reaction and what do we mean by beams. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So what is reaction and what is beam? So we will start with the notion of beam. And you are going to tell me what do you understand by the word beam. चलो आप बताओ मुझे पहले and then we will try to consolidate the definition. So Aditya, what do you know about beams? How do you define beam?
Uh, I can define beam as a horizontal material with a certain length.
Horizontal
Material with certain length,
material
with some with certain length.
with certain length. Okay. Anything else?
Sir, can I answer? It can be something that it resists the load applied on it.
Resist the load. Okay. Others are free to unmute themselves and tell me what your interpretations of beams. I'm going to
Sir,
list that down. Yeah, go ahead.
sir, it is something which supports load.
Yes, so somebody said that. Yeah, it resists the load. Yes, supports the load. It means one and the same. Anyone else?
Joins two components.
It joins two components. Okay. Two components of a building or of a structure, let us say. Anyone else?
Yes.
Saurabh. Saurabh, can you unmute yourself? Saurabh Bise. Yes. Can you tell me your interpretation of what is beam? You are not audible. You can type your response in chat box. Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, I guess it increases the structural integrity of a building.
So it maintains the integrity of the building.
Yeah, right.
Okay, I will write that. Anyone else? Bolo. Vismay, can you unmute yourself? Vismay, PRN number 48. When I call for your name, you have to either respond in chat box or you have to say something. Otherwise, I will consider you as absent. Shravani, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what is your understanding of a beam?
So beam is a metal rod or any a rod of any material like wood which supports things.
So
It
already it
supports
has been said that it supports the load. Yes. Anything else apart from that?
maybe it's a structural part of any like building or some project.
So it is a structural part. Okay. Now we are going to do a small. Yeah, go ahead. Anyone else? Somebody has written something in the chat box. Let me check that.
So
In a building, in a building or any other structure, the beams are responsible for keeping the structure upright. That's what is integrity. That's okay. Anything else from your side? Okay. So now whoever has answered this, please remember what you have answered, and you are going to tell me which member qualifies as a beam in the figure that I am going to now show. 1 minute. Let me copy the photograph and I will show you the photograph. You have to identify which member is beam. Are you able to see this?
yes, sir.
Yes. So somebody said that horizontal material, Aditya said, I think. So Aditya, can you specify which of the members are beams here in this diagram? Is this beam?
So, yes, it can be the beam.
Yes. So this member is beam. I'm
Yes.
just putting a dot here. Yes. Okay. What about this member? Is it a beam?
No, sir.
It is
No,
column, right?
No, sir.
Column.
It's a
Column.
column.
Now, what about this member? The floor.
That's a
Floor
slab.
itself.
No,
Is
no,
it a
sir.
beam?
No.
No, sir. That's a slab.
No. Now what we are going to do is we are going to try and understand each of the word that you have tossed, and we are going to see whether it helps us in defining a beam. So let us keep aside for some time the first word, horizontal member with the length. We will keep it aside for a while. We will discuss this little later. Let us go to the second one, resist the load or support. Now can you tell me how the load is transferred? सबसे पहले लोड कौन से मेंबर पे जाता है? ये 3 मेंबर जो मैंने मार्क किए उसमें से सबसे पहले लोड किसके ऊपर आता है? बोलो.
So most
beam
probably
पर आता है.
column.
No.
No,
Do you sit directly on
first
the
it goes to
column?
the beam.
No. Do you sit on beam always?
Slab.
Yes. So it goes on floor. Floor, that means slab. From slab, it goes on beams. Do you agree?
Yeah, yes, sir.
We have not yet
Okay,
defined the
yes,
beam,
sir.
but we know that these members, whatever are shown here, these are beams. So from slab, the load goes to beams. Beams are resting on column, and columns, they are resting on footings. This column will go down, and it will be seen something like this. This is footing. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And this footing will finally transfer the load to soil. Happy?
Yes, sir.
This is the load path. So what is the load path? First element in the load path is slab. From slab, the load goes to beams. From beam, the load goes to column. From column, the load goes to footing. And from footing, the load is transferred finally to rock or soil strata. Are you with me?
Yes.
Now, if you say that beam is a member that supports the load, then that's not entirely true. That is not the unique feature or that is not the unique feature of beam only, because the load transfer from slab is supported by beam. Load transfer from beam is supported by column. Load transfer from column is supported by footing, and load transfer from footing is supported by soil. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So all the members that I have shown now, they in some or the other sense, they support or resist the load. So therefore, this is not the complete definition of beam. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So this is incomplete description. This is not complete description. Now, what about the next word? It joins two components. Somebody said that. So yes, let us say this is the beam. It is joining these two ends of the column. That's all right. But column also is joining the top beam and bottom beam. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
therefore, anything that joins the two components need not necessarily be a beam. Are you with me? So both these descriptions are not complete descriptions of beams. Now let us go to integrity. So somebody said beam is responsible for maintaining integrity of the structure. What if I remove columns? Will the integrity maintained? Will the integrity be maintained?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No. So therefore, not only beam, each and every component of the building is responsible for maintaining integrity of the building under various loads. Are you with me? So this also is not a complete description. It does not uniquely point out what a beam is, how it is different from other elements. Yeah, we be clear nahi hai. Somebody said it is a structural part, but all these are structural parts, including footing. Everything is a part of a structure, substructure or superstructure. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So therefore, this also is not the complete description. We will come to the first point little later. Now I want Yash to unmute himself. Yash, can you
Yes, sir.
unmute?
Yes, sir.
So therefore, we understand that we have enough confusion. Though we are able to visually identify beam in a given structure, we are not able to articulate the definition of beam. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now let us try to define what a beam is. That is our first task in today's class. We are going to define what is beam. Now, to do
Okay,
this,
sir.
I am going to take a digress. And I am going to ask, we are going to perform a thought experiment. I need your help, your interaction. We are going to perform an experiment. What is the experiment?
Okay.
Because I am going to tell you two types of structures. These two types of structures are, one is pen and another is notebook. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Now, I am going to ask you about few things that may be lying around you, and you are going to categorize this into one of these forms, either a pen or a notebook. Do you agree that pen and
Yes, sir.
notebook fundamentally differ in their geometry?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now we will start with you, Yash. So what about tube light? Which kind of structural
It's a
form it is?
pen.
Pen
Pen.
light. So I will put it here. Tube light. Now I will ask Sahil. Sahil, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So can you tell me now, laptop screen, where should I classify it? As a pen or as a notebook?
As a notebook, sir.
Okay, so I will write it here. Laptop screen. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then I'm going to ask you, what about the slab, the floor on which you are sitting? What kind of structure it is?
Notebook, sir.
Pen-like or notebook-like? Notebook.
It's a notebook. Notebook.
So I will write slab or floor here. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Now, Tanaya, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, sir.
Now, spoon. Can you tell me what kind of structure it is?
Pen structure.
Pen-like structure. Okay. Great. Now, Vaishnav, can you unmute yourself?
Yes.
Yes. Tabletop. What kind of structure?
Sorry, sir. Can you repeat?
Tabletop.
It is notebook.
Notebook type structure. Okay. So I am writing it here. Okay. Now, Siddharth, can you unmute yourself?
Sir, which Siddharth?
You only, right.
Okay,
So
sir.
now, tell me, stick, what kind of structure?
Sir, pen type.
Pen type structure, right. Now, can you tell me, beam, what kind of structure?
Pen. That will also be pen type.
Yes. Column, can you tell me what kind of structure?
So column will also be pen type.
Yes. Then slab. Slab we have
will be
already taken.
notebook.
No,
Slab.
no. Glass window. Which kind
Glass
of?
window. Notebook type.
Yes, glass window. So now we have now understood how to classify the structures around you in one of these two categories. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Now, Yash, I want you to unmute yourself once again.
Okay, sir.
Now, what is the fundamental difference between these two forms? Tell me.
Geometry.
Yes, but what is the difference? Spell out the difference. What is the difference in geometry?
So one is long and the other is flat.
So how do you put it in more mathematical terms?
Hmm.
Can I say
Yes.
pen type structures have their one dimension dominant over other two orthogonal directions?
Yes, sir. Definitely.
Yes. So we have structures such that their one dimension is dominant over other two orthogonal directions, and those are pen-like structures. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
We call these kind of structures as one-dimensional structures or skeletal structures. क्या बोलेंगे?
It's a one-dimensional structure.
Or skeletal structure. So why do
Skeletal
we call it as
structures.
skeletal structure? So look at your own skeletal. Most of the bones, they do exhibit this property that their one dimension is dominant over the other two orthogonal directions. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So such kind of structures, we call them as either 1D structures or skeletal structures. Happy?
Yes.
And now, on the इसी तर्ज पे, on similar lines, how do you describe the geometry of a notebook?
So it has two-dimensional structure.
Yes. So it is 2D structure where two dimensions are dominant over the third dimension. Do you agree with me? Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we call it as 2D or planar structure. Are you with me?
Yes, sir. Definitely.
And then there is one more class where all the three dimensions are comparable with one another. For example, earth dam, or for example, cube, where all the three dimensions are comparable with each other. We call those structures as 3D structures. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So once we categorize the structures around us as either 1D, 2D or 3D, now can you tell me, for anything to be categorized as a beam, it should have which of these forms?
1D.
Okay, so therefore we have the first point in definition of beam. What is the point? Beam has to be a 1D or skeletal member. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So beam has to be a 1D or skeletal member. This is the first observation. Now what can you say about column? Column is also
Sir,
1D
it's
or skeletal
also
member.
1D. Yeah.
So therefore, even though being 1D is absolutely necessary condition for anything to be called as beam, it is not sufficient. Are you with me?
Yes.
We should be able to differentiate between beam and column. So therefore, merely being 1D does not qualify member directly as a beam. But if the member is not 1D, it is definitely not beam. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if you are with me till now, let us now proceed ahead. Now, what I am going to do is I am going to show a column here, and I am also going to show a beam here. Are you with me? Beam is resting on column.
Yes, sir.
Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
And what rests on beam? Tell me.
Slab.
Slab. So slab is going to transfer the load on beam in this fashion. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
The load is transferred on the beam in this fashion. And this load is transferred to the column in this fashion. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Now, the answer is, we are now going to define, again, we are going to take a digress and we are going to define something called as axis of a skeletal member. Axis of a skeletal member. So let me define that. So, axis of a skeletal member. Now, tell me, if I consider a point on a skeletal member, how many axes do pass through this point? Tell me.
Sir, I guess 1.
Pardon?
Sir, 1.
Why 1? There are infinite axes that are going to pass through a point. Don't you agree? See, this is one axis.
Yes.
This is another axis. This is another axis. This is another one. Such infinite possibilities are there. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So when I say that axis of a skeletal member, what do I mean? Which of these infinite possibilities? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So that's what we are now going to define. So to define axis of a skeletal member, we are going to define something called as cross section. Cross
section.
So what do we mean by a cross section? Section taken across the greatest dimension of 1D member, that is length, is called as cross section. Are you with me?
Yes.
All other sections are called as oblique sections. So therefore, if this is the 1D member, then this is the greatest dimension. That greatest dimension I am going to call it as length. And if I take section across this length, I will call this section as XX. Then this section XX is nothing but the cross section of this 1D skeletal member. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And let us say this cross section, when I look from this side, is rectangular. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Its width is B and its depth is D. So this 1D member has dimensions B cross D cross L, where L is significantly greater than B and D. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Now, can you locate centroid of this cross section? We have not yet learned centroid, but based on your 11th and 12th standard knowledge, can you locate the centroid of this cross section?
Sir, it's in the center.
That's okay,
Where the
but it
diagonals
is
meet.
along the intersection of diagonals. Do you agree with me?
Yes,
So
sir.
this is the centroid of the cross section XX. Now, if I go on moving this cross section XX along the length, I will be able to take infinite cross sections. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
And if I join centroids of all these infinite cross sections, I will get an axis along the length of the member. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
This longitudinal centroidal axis is called as axis of a skeletal member by definition. Are you with me?
Yes.
So what is the axis of skeletal member? How do we define it? Longitudinal centroidal axis. Why longitudinal? Because it is parallel to the length. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Why centroidal? Because it joins centroids of all the cross sections in that member. Happy?
Yes, sir.
So longitudinal, I will write those words, longitudinal centroidal axis of a 1D member by definition is axis. Happy?
Yes.
Now let us go back to this figure. Can you tell me how does the axis of this member go? It is going to be parallel to its length, something like this. Happy?
Yes, sir.
How does the axis of this member go? It is going to be parallel to its length, so it is going
Yes,
to be
sir.
like this. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Now, looking at these loads and the axis, can you now tell something more about beam? Chalo, bolo.
So,
Look at the beam. The load lies in the plane perpendicular to the axis. Do you agree with me?
yes, sir.
Whereas if you look at the column, not only the load is compressive, but it also lies along the axis. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So अब जरा देखो, this is the important point. Beam is not only a 1D or skeletal member, it is loaded in such a fashion that the load acts transversely to the axis. Are you with me?
Yes.
So load acts normal to the axis, perpendicular to the axis, transverse to the axis. All this means same. Load is perpendicular to axis. Happy?
Yes.
If you have understood
Yes.
this, then you have understood the definition of beam. Anyone has any doubt in this?
No, sir.
Okay. So
No,
if you
sir.
don't have doubt, now I am going to switch on my video and I am going to ask you to identify whether the shown member is beam or column. Happy?
Yes.
Are you able to see my video?
Yes, sir.
तो अब जरा यहाँ पे ध्यान दो. Is this a beam or column?
So you're talking about your finger or the pen?
Pardon?
Sir,
I am talking about this pen. Is it a beam or column in this loading situation?
It's a beam.
And this is a
It's a beam.
It's a beam. Why? Because the load is perpendicular to its axis. Happy? Now, tell me, is it a beam or column?
Still a beam.
still a beam. Perpendicular.
Beam or column?
beam.
Still beam.
Still a beam.
Happy? Now, is it a beam or column?
Column, sir.
Column.
No, still a beam.
Still a beam.
Still a beam, right? The load is perpendicular to the axis.
So orientation of a member has nothing to do with whether it is beam or column. You have to see how the load acts. As long as the load is acting perpendicular to the axis, it is beam. Are you with me?
Okay, sir.
Yes,
Now, अब जरा यहाँ पे फिर से ध्यान दो. देखो, now along with this load, I am also applying this load. Are you able to feel that? देखो, अब ये कौन सा member है? बोलो.
There's still a beam, I guess.
No, now it has both actions. As I am applying this load, it is column, as well as I am applying this load, it is beam. So it is called as beam column. Are you with me?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So therefore, 2 points to be noted. One, the orientation of the member does not matter. Whether the member is beam or column does not depend on its orientation. It depends upon the relative orientation of loading direction with reference to its axis. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So therefore, now I will come back to the first point. So in first point, horizontal material, ये जो बोला है वो गलत है. It is not necessarily horizontal. First thing. But ये with length जो बोला है वो सही है, because as we said it is 1D member. So therefore we have notion of length. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So therefore let us now define beam systematically. What is a beam? Beam is a 1D or skeletal member loaded transverse to its axis or transverse to its length. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we have defined this beam very clearly. I am not going to repeat this in theory class. So remember this definition very clearly. Beam is a 1D or skeletal member loaded transverse to its axis. Now comes the next part, reaction. Are you with me? Urvi, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So have you understood what is beam?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let us talk about reaction. So I'm going to ask you a question. Who offers reaction? Or what offers reaction?
Force.
No, reaction can be a force or it can be a moment. I am asking you what offers reaction in a
Some
structure.
change. Okay, in a structure.
हाँ. So फिर से वही example consider करते हैं. This is beam. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
But I am now going to draw a 3D view. Let me draw a 3D view. So this is beam with a rectangular section. Are you able to imagine this?
Yes, sir.
And on this beam, you are going to have a slab that rests. Happy?
Yes, sir.
This is slab. It is going to have lesser depth than the beam. Happy?
Yes, sir.
I hope my drawing is not very good, but you will be able to understand. This line will not be seen. So let me. Are you able to see? This slab is going to rest on this beam.
Yes, sir.
Happy? And this beam is going to rest on a column. That column looks something like this. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And this column in turn is going to rest on a footing, which looks something like this. Sorry for the bad diagram, but I hope you are able to understand this.
Yes,
and
sir.
this finally transfers the load to soil or strata. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Now, चलो अब आप मुझे जरा बताओ स्लैब के लिए सपोर्ट कौन है?
The column.
No, slab does not directly rest on column. Slab rests on beam.
Beam.
Are you with me? So for slab, the support is beam. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
For beam, the support is
Column.
column. For column, the support is footing. This is called as footing. And for footing, what is the support?
The ground.
The ground, rock, soil or strata. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
हाँ, तो अब मुझे जरा बताओ, when I consider slab, who is going to offer reaction? Support is going to offer reaction. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So when it is slab, beam offers the reaction on the slab. When it is beam, who is going to offer the reaction?
Column.
Column. Can slab offer reaction on beam? No.
Yes, sir. Okay, no.
No. Slab offers load or action on the beam. Beam
Okay.
supports the slab. So therefore it provides the reaction. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So beam provides the reaction to the slab. Slab provides the acting load to the beam. Beam provides the acting load to the column. Column provides the reaction to the beam. Are you with me? Urvi, are you
Yes,
there?
sir. Yes, sir.
Have you understood this?
Yes, sir.
देखो slab provides the load to the beam and beam provides the support to the slab, so it provides the reaction. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Then beam provides the action to the column and column supports that action. So therefore column support provides the reaction to the beam.
Reaction.
Happy?
Yes,
Now column provides the action to the footing and footing provides the reaction to the column. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So therefore, the fundamental question is reaction is provided by what? So reaction is provided by support. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So depending upon the situation, depending upon the element, you will identify a support and that support is responsible for provision of reaction. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So now आप जरा यहाँ पे ध्यान दो मैं क्या कहने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ. What are the different types of supports that are possible for beam? So beam के लिए जो कॉलम है वो किस तरीके के सपोर्ट ऑफर कर सकता है ये देखने की अब हम कोशिश करेंगे. Are you with me? Okay. Now what I am going to do is we are going to perform a thought experiment, types of support, and I am also going to show you the live example by switching on my video. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let us do that exercise. This is very crucial and this is very important part. I am not going to repeat this in theory. So please be very attentive for this. So we are going to now look at types of support. Types of support. And in this, we are going to perform a thought experiment. You have a notebook and its side view looks something like this. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Notebook का side view ऐसे दिख रहा है. And you are keeping a pen here. Are you with me? And this
Yes, sir.
pen rests on the tabletop. This is tabletop. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Tabletop. Does this pen act as a support to this notebook?
Yes, sir.
And does this tabletop act as a support to this pen?
Yes.
Right now we are concerned only about support of the notebook, that is this pen. Happy?
Yes.
And now I am going to define a Cartesian coordinate system. Cartesian coordinate system कैसे दिखता है तो देखो, I am going to call this axis as x. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
I am going to call this axis as y. And I am going to call the axis coming out of the plane of board towards you as z. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And right now we are only going to discuss 2D supports, not 3D supports in XY plane. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So we are not interested about what happens in Z direction. Happy?
Yes, sir.
I am look carefully at my words. I am saying we are not interested in what happens in the Z direction. I have never said that we are not interested in what happens about Z direction. Are you getting the difference?
Yes, sir.
In Z direction, whatever happens, we are not interested. But about Z direction, if anything happens, we still have interest. Why? I will let you know that in a while. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Chalo. Now I am going to switch on my video and you are going to see this live demonstration of this support. And you are going to answer my certain questions. So before I do that, let me add some columns here. So let us say delta x. What are these columns? I will tell you delta x, delta y, delta z, theta x, theta y, and theta z. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Let us try to understand why did I write these columns. And in all this, I am going to give positive sign and negative sign. So positive delta x, negative delta x, positive delta y, negative delta y, and so on. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Now let us perform this experiment. So I am now putting on my video. Are you able to see me?
Yes, sir.
Are you able to see the pen?
Yes, sir.
Are you able to see the notebook?
Yes, sir.
Tabletop is replaced by my palm. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And now, which is x direction? Tell me. This direction is x.
Yes, sir.
Happy? This direction is y.
Yes,
Happy?
sir.
And this direction is z. Happy?
Yes, sir.
And now, imagine I try to push this notebook in positive x direction. Is it possible? Yes. Why? Because
Yes.
it is fake and it is frictionless contacts. That's what we assume. So freely possible. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So translation in x direction, that is delta x in x direction, positive and negative, is freely possible at this support. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
What about y direction? If I try to lift this notebook in positive y direction, is it possible? Yes.
Yes, sir.
But if I try to push this notebook in negative y direction, is it possible?
No, sir.
No. So translation in positive y direction is possible. Translation in negative y direction is not possible. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Now, delta z is also written, but I said I am not interested in anything that happens in z direction. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Now, tell me, can I rotate this member about z axis?
Yes.
Can I rotate this member about z axis
Yes.
freely?
Yes.
Because it is frictionless support.
Hmm.
कौन से direction में I can rotate it clockwise as well as I can rotate it anti-clockwise as well as I can rotate it clockwise. Do you agree with
Yes.
me? Okay. So now let us go back to what we were writing. So now, tell me, at this support, does delta x in positive direction possible?
Yes.
Does it happen freely?
Yes.
Yes. So I am going to put a tick here. It happens. Now, what about negative x direction? If I try to pull, I try to push this notebook in negative x direction. Can it easily go there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, easily. What about delta y?
Sir, positive is possible, but negative is not possible.
Positive is possible, but negative is not possible.
Not possible.
Now, delta z, as I said, I am not interested in anything that happens in delta z direction. Translation in z direction, I am not interested. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Not interested. So I will write it as ni. Now, what can you say about theta z? Rotation about z axis. देखो अब in नहीं है, about है. Are you with me?
Yes.
तो मुझे बताओ about z axis rotation freely possible है कि नहीं?
Yes.
About z axis at this support, this member can rotate freely. Happy? Don't think about it will hit the tabletop. That's all right. That's not what I meant. If the tabletop would not have been there, is it possible to move it fully freely? Yes. So therefore, theta z in positive, that means anti-clockwise and clockwise direction is possible. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
If I were to rotate this notebook about x-axis के about rotate करना है, तो मुझे forces कौन से direction में लगाने पड़ते बताओ? Z direction में. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Two equal and opposite forces in Z direction would cause rotation about x-axis. Happy?
Yes, sir.
But I am not interested in that. Anything that goes in Z direction, I am not interested. So I am not interested in theta y. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Similarly, I am not interested in theta x. For theta x and theta y to occur, the load must lie outside xy plane. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Any load in xy plane cannot cause rotation about x or y axis. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Therefore, I am not interested in rotation about x and y axis. So what I am interested in is delta x, delta y and theta z. Happy?
Yes, sir.
तो अब हमें ये समझ में आया कि ये जो सपोर्ट है, ये सपोर्ट कौन से तरीके के डिस्प्लेसमेंट्स अलाउ करता है और कौन से तरीके के रोटेशंस एंड डिस्प्लेसमेंट्स अलाउ नहीं करता है. आर यू विथ मी?
Yes, sir.
ना अब जरा मुझे बताओ, if anything is freely allowed, there is no question of resistance. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Resistance will occur only when you are restrained to do something. If I ask you not to bunk the classes, you will definitely bunk. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So therefore, anything that is freely occurring does not come with the resistance. I hope you agree with me.
Yes, sir.
Whereas anything that is restrained has a resistance. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
हाँ, तो अब जरा देखो, now I am asking myself a question. What kind of reaction does this support offer? What kind of reactions does this support offer? So support can offer either a force reaction or a moment reaction. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Now at this point, the force reactions can be offered in three directions. So force reactions, I am going to denote it as Rx, Ry and Rz. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So what is Rx? Force reaction offered by the support in x direction. Force reaction offered by the support in y direction is Ry, and force reaction offered by the support in z direction is Rz. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Support can as well offer moment reactions. So I am going to call them as Mx, My and Mz. So what is Mx? Mx is the moment reaction offered about x-axis. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
My is the moment reaction offered about y-axis by the support, and Mz is the moment reaction offered about z-axis by the support. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
अब जरा देखो, for this support, translation in x direction, positive and negative, both are freely possible. Are you with me? So will there be a corresponding reaction? Will there be corresponding reaction? No. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Delta x is freely occurring. So corresponding reaction is absent. Now question is, what is corresponding reaction? So I have already told you, translation corresponds to what? Force. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Translation corresponds to force. And rotation corresponds to what? Bolo?
Moment.
Moment of a force. So therefore, if I am talking about translation, I am talking about the force reaction. If I am talking about rotation, I am talking about the moment reaction. It is as simple as that. Are you with me?
Yes.
So देखो, as I push this support towards left or towards right, I don't have to do anything. There is no resistance at all. That means Rx either in positive or negative direction is absent. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So delta x freely possible, Rx doesn't exist. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Rx doesn't exist. Now, what about delta y? If I try to lift this support up, are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Then to put it down or not to get it lifted up, this support cannot offer downward reaction. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So free translation in positive delta y direction, that means Ry in negative direction is not possible. देखो निगेटिव में, क्योंकि RY अगर निगेटिव डायरेक्शन में पॉसिबल रहता तो डेल्टा Y इन पॉजिटिव डायरेक्शन हुआ ही नहीं रहता. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
If I have something to pull this down, then this translation would not have been freely possible. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Now, what if I try to push this notebook down? That delta Y is not freely possible. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So, इसका मतलब है this support must be able to offer a force reaction in this direction. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So, therefore, positive RY is possible. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Positive RY is possible, negative RY is not possible. I hope you are understanding what I am trying to say.
Yes, sir.
Now, what about RZ, MX and MY? As I am not interested in delta Z, theta X and theta Y, I am not interested in these quantities. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Not interested. Hell with it. I am not interested. What about MZ? Theta Z is freely possible. Rotation about Z axis is freely possible. Therefore, there must not have been any moment reaction. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So therefore, moment reaction either in positive or negative direction does not prevail. So what kind of reaction this support offer? It can offer only one reaction. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
And which is that reaction? In this case, it is upward force reaction. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Now tell me, where have you seen this kind of support? कहाँ पे देखे आपने ये support? बताओ.
I didn't get the question, sir.
Can you give me the practical example of this kind of supports? Achha, anyone else? Can you give me the example of this kind of support? Aditya, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can you give me the example of this kind of support? I am going to draw something. Let me know if you can understand. What is this? Aditya?
Sir, a bicycle?
So bicycle wheel, isn't it that kind of support?
Yes.
Are you with me?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Car wheel, isn't it this kind of support? So all the wheels that you see around are the examples of this type of support. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, anything else? How many of you have seen the bridges? Why, as you go on, have you seen the flyovers? Do you see the flyovers at some places? They rest on the piers or columns. Now I am drawing the exaggerated view, but these are called as bearings. Have you seen them?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So these bearings, they are this kind of supports. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And what do we call these supports as? We call these supports as roller supports. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
क्या बोलेंगे इसको? Roller support. I am very sure that many of you have seen the uses of ball bearings. Have you?
Yes, sir.
Ball bearing देखा है कि नहीं? Ball bearing is another example of this type of support. So these supports are called as roller support. What kind of reaction does the roller support offer? It offers only one force reaction. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Now, how do we denote this support? What is the notation that we use to denote this support? So I'm going to now make one more column and I'm going to write the notation. So notation of this support, we can show it this way. Are you with me? This is the member that rests on the roller support. ये एक है notation, or we can as well show it in this fashion. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
This is the member that rests on this support, and this is the notation for the support. These two are the notations for roller support. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we have understood one kind of support, and that is roller support. Now let us go to the next support. Just give me a minute. So this was roller support. Let us go to the second support. Let us say this is the tabletop. On top of it, you have a steel member fixed like this, which has a hole here. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Then you have a member that connects, or that goes something like this. I am going to give a cut line here, and that member also has a concentric hole here. And through this concentric hole, you are going to put a pin of smaller diameter. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So let us do one thing. Let me show this to you through a video. So I'm going to switch on my video. Are you able to see me?
Yes.
Mobile data. So therefore, this is the front plate on which I'm going to drill a hole here. Are you able to understand this?
Yes, sir.
This is the back plate where I'm going to drill a hole. These two holes are concentric, and I'm going to fix this assembly to a tabletop. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And I have another member that comes something like this. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And this member also has a concentric hole. Through all these three holes, I am going to pass a pin of smaller diameter, frictionless pin of smaller diameter. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And I am going to have nuts on either side. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
That pin is threaded, means the pin that I pass, that member is threaded. On either side, I have a nut. Are you with
Yes,
me?
sir. Yes, sir.
Now, tell me, which is x direction here? X direction is along this way.
Yes, sir.
Happy? Y is this,
Yes, sir.
and Z is this. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Now, if I try to push this member in, is it possible?
No, sir.
No. So translation in this direction is not possible. Neither in this direction nor in this direction. Positive, negative X is not possible. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
Similarly, if I try to pull this up or push it down, is it possible?
No, sir.
No. So therefore, translation in Y direction is not possible. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Positive Y and negative Y, both translations are not possible. And what about the rotation? Rotation, however,
Rotation
is
is
freely
possible.
possible because the pin is of lesser diameter than the hole. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So let us try to write down this in our tabular form. So now I will switch off the video and we will go to the screen. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Now tell me, this is X, this is Y, this is Y, and this is Z. Are you with me?
So there's some problem with my screen. The screen just went black right now.
I will reshare it 1 minute.
No, sir. I cannot see the entire meeting. Maybe something wrong with my internet connection, I guess.
Now are you able to see?
No, sir. I'm not able to see anything. So shall I exit and re-enter again?
Yes, please. So in meanwhile, Yash, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So are you able to imagine this support?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now tell me, if I try to pull this member in positive x direction or push this member in negative x direction,
Yes, sir.
are those translations possible?
Yes, sir.
Possible.
So,
Yes.
yes, sir. And
Have you understood the arrangement of the support?
sir, no.
अरे तो पूछा क्यों नहीं? Did you see the video?
Yes, sir.
Still you have not understood.
No, sir.
Okay, so I will switch on the video once again.
Okay, sir.
Are you able to see now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So this is the plate that I am going to fix to a tabletop. Are you with me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I'm going to drill a hole here. Happy?
Yes, sir.
You have another plate that is fixed to a tabletop with some distance between the two plates. Are you able to imagine this now?
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to drill a hole such that it is concentric to the earlier one. Happy?
Yes.
So you have a hole here, you have a hole on the plate behind at the same location. They are concentric. Happy?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And these two plates within the gap, they receive the member like this. Are you
Okay,
with
sir.
me?
Yes, sir.
And this member also has a hole here, which is made concentric with the holes on either plates.
Yes,
Are
sir.
you
Got
able-
it.
Are you able to imagine this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let us go back to our screen and now try to answer this question. So now are you able to imagine this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This is the front plate and you have a plate behind and the member is received between the gap. Are you with me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And a pin of smaller diameter passes through all these three holes. Now tell me,
Yes.
can you have translation of this member in positive or negative x direction here?
No, sir. No.
No. So therefore, I will write down delta x at the location of support in positive and negative direction is not possible. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
What about delta y? If I push this member up, is it possible?
No, sir.
No.
Sir, which
If I
one?
pull this member down, is it possible?
No, sir. No, not possible.
So both this are not possible. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
And what about rotation about z-axis? If
Sir,
I
it is
try to
possible.
rotate this member, it is easily possible in both these
Yes, sir.
directions. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So therefore, rotation positive as well as rotation negative both are possible. Happy?
Yes, sir.
So now, translation in x direction corresponds to force reaction in x direction. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
You are not allowing the member to translate in x direction, positive or negative. Therefore, this support has a capability of offering force reactions in positive and negative x directions. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What about Ry? You are not allowing this member to get pushed down or get lifted up. Therefore, this support has a capability to offer reactions in positive and negative y directions. At a time, it will be either positive or negative, but it has a capability to offer force reaction in both directions, positive and negative. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what about the moment reaction about z-axis? Tell me.
So it is possible.
No, not possible, because
So-
theta z is freely possible. So therefore, there must not be any moment reaction to resist this free rotation about z-axis. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
I hope you have got the concept that the displacement which is freely allowed is not accompanied by the corresponding reaction.
Yes, sir.
Are you with me? So theta z is freely possible. Therefore, moment reaction cannot be offered by this support. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
पक्का क्लियर है ना? I can tell you 1000 times. कुछ डाउट है इसमें?
No, sir.
Sure.
Yes, sir, definitely.
Okay. Others, what about Vivek? Vivek, can you unmute yourself? What about
Sir,
Shravani? Yes, go ahead.
sir, so could you please explain this one more time, please?
Yes, okay. Who is this?
Sir, Siddharth.
Siddharth. Siddharth, can you keep yourself unmuted for some time? Let us have interaction and then I will explain. Okay?
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay. Now imagine that you're trying to push this member in positive x direction. Is it possible?
Yes, sir.
अरे वही तो मैंने वीडियो में नहीं दिखाया ना, नहीं पॉसिबल है करके.
Sorry.
Translation in delta x direction, positive and negative x direction is not possible. You cannot take this member, move this member in these two directions. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So therefore, imagine that you try to push this member, but this pushing is not possible. Why? Because this support is offering a reaction towards right. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Try to pull this member. That pulling towards right is not possible. Why? Because this support can offer reaction towards force reaction towards left. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So delta x positive and negative are not possible, are indications that this support is capable of offering Rx in positive and negative direction. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
यहाँ तक कोई दिक्कत नहीं है?
Nice, sir.
Now, I will redraw this support here. So you have a plate here, you are drilling a hole through it, you have a plate behind, you have a concentric hole, in between that you have a member received like this. And member also has a hole. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And there is a pin of smaller diameter passing through all these three holes. Happy?
Yes, sir.
You try to pull this member up. Is it possible to pull it up?
No, sir.
No. So therefore, delta y in positive direction is not possible, indicating there is something that holds the member down. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir. Agree.
So therefore, you have ry in negative direction possible. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Now, you try to push this member down. Is it possible?
Pushing down. Yes, sir.
No, not possible. There is a pin here. It will not allow it to go down. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So why doesn't it allow? Because that pin is going to offer an upward reaction. Happy?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So that means as delta y negative is not possible, therefore ry positive is possible. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Now try to rotate this member about z axis. Is rotation possible? Easily.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Possible.
Rotation is freely possible. That means this support cannot offer any moment reaction. अगर moment reaction offer कर पाता है support, तो rotation freely possible नहीं रहता. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Now is it very clear, Siddharth?
Yes, sir. Now it's clear. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So therefore, this type of support can offer two force reactions, Rx and Ry, both in positive and negative directions. But it cannot offer moment reaction. Are you with me? Aditya, can you unmute yourself? Aditya?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. Have you understood this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we call this type of support as a hinge support. क्या बोलेंगे इसको?
Hinge support.
Hinge support. Can you give me the practical examples of hinge support? चलो.
Sir, door.
Very good. So door is a good example of a hinge support. It can rotate about the vertical axis, but it cannot translate about the two horizontal orthogonal directions. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
Yes. Then Shubham, can you unmute yourself? Shubham Das.
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. Can you give me another practical example of a hinge support?
Punching machine.
Yes, the axis about which it rotates is the example of hinge support. Very good. Anything else?
Sir,
No,
handbrake.
Hand press. Okay. Can you give me any example of a particular bone joint in your body which acts as a hinge support
I
on
meant handbrake.
Knee joint. Knee joint.
knee joint? Yes, knee joint or elbow joint. You will
Yes,
see
sir.
that it acts as a hinge support on your will. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So therefore, these are the examples of hinge support that we can think of. Now, how do we, what is the notation that we use for hinge support in problems that we are going to solve? What is the notation? So there are two notations for hinge supports. One is this. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Or the another notation is the one that I have shown. These two notations, they typically talk about the hinge support. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
अब जरा एक लास्ट वाला सपोर्ट हम ट्राई करेंगे. So I'm going to denote that support as number 3. And let me explain the arrangement. This is the wall. This is wall. And in wall, you have driven a wooden member. Are you with me? So this is the inserted part. Are you able to imagine this? Shubham?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So this is the wall. I will draw it as a wall. 1 minute. So this is the wall. And let us say it is a masonry wall. So it is going to look something like this. Are you with me? And in this wall, you have driven this wooden member. And we are talking about this support now. Tell me, in X direction, positive or negative, is translation possible? Can you pull out this support or push in?
Yes.
No, you cannot. Of course, up to a certain load limit, you cannot push it in or pull it out. It has been driven in. Are you able to imagine this? It's like a nail. Are you with me?
Yes.
So for the normal load that is going to act on the nail, normal load, it is as if you cannot pull it out or you cannot push it in. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So therefore, can you tell me what happens to delta x? Is delta x positive possible at this support? No, both these delta x's are not possible. Are you with me?
Yes.
What about delta y? Can you take this up or take this down? No. So delta y both in positive and negative direction is not possible. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
What about theta z? Try to rotate this member. It is also not possible. Do you agree with me? Unlike this, here it was easily possible to rotate the member about z-axis. But here, it is not possible to rotate it either in clockwise or anti-clockwise direction about z-axis. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
Not possible, not possible. So therefore, what kind of reaction does this support offer? Can it offer Rx? Yes, definitely, because delta x is restrained. Therefore, it can offer Rx in positive and negative direction. At a given time, it will offer either positive or negative Rx, but it has a capability to offer positive and negative Rx. Do you agree with me? Similarly, can it offer force reaction in y directions? Yes, both positive and negative. So it can offer reactions in x, positive, negative x direction. It can offer reactions in positive and negative y directions. And it can offer moment reactions either clockwise or anti-clockwise. Do you agree with me? It will also be able to offer the moment reaction. For example, if you try to rotate this clockwise, this support will offer an anti-clockwise reaction. Happy?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If you rotate this anti-clockwise, the support will then offer clockwise reaction.
Yes, sir.
Are you with me? So therefore, as the theta z is restrained, this support is going to offer mz as well. So this support offers three kinds of reaction. Kon se? Rx, Ry, these are two force reactions, and mz, this is the moment reaction. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
This type of support, we call it as a fixed support. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Can you give me the example of a fixed support? Just now I said Nell. Are you with me? Nell is the example of a fixed support. Of course,
Yes,
in
yes.
specified ranges of forces and moments. Are you with me?
Hmm.
What else is the example of fixed support? Anything else?
Sir, hooks in the wall.
Hooks in the wall. Good. So that is another modification of a nail. That is also example of fixed support, right? Now, have you seen the lofts of this kind? ऐसे lofts देखे हैं कि नहीं आपने घर में? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
These are the lofts which are typically used to keep some extra bags and everything. I don't know whether they are prevalent in modern construction, but at least in some olden houses, you must have seen these lofts. Have you?
Yes, sir.
These are the slabs that protrude out.
Yes, yes, got it. It's basically in Almiras have this.
Yes. So this support typically acts as a fixed support.
Oh, okay.
Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So these are the common examples of fixed supports. Now, of course, fixed support is fixed under the certain magnitude of forces and moments. That is understood. After that, it will break. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we have understood three types of supports: fixed support, hinge support, and roller support. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Now, these are called as idealized supports. True fixed support, true hinge support, and true roller support is very hard to find. Why? Because I assume that this pen is frictionless, which is not so. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Similarly, I assume that this pin is frictionless, which is not so. Similarly, I assume that for any amount of load, this should act as a fixed support, but it is not true. So it is very difficult to obtain true fixed support, true hinge support, and true roller support. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
तो अब जरा देखो एक चौथा सपोर्ट मैं आपको दिखाने वाला हूँ एंड यू आर नाउ वी आर गोइंग टू हैव नाउ एन इंटरेस्टिंग डिस्कशन हैव यू सीन द स्प्रिंग्स ऑफ कोर्स यू हैव सीन ये स्प्रिंग्स ऐसे देखे हैं कि नहीं
हाँ.
आर यू विद मी इवन योर बॉल पेन ओल्ड बॉल पेन्स यूज्ड टू हैव स्प्रिंग्स आर यू विद मी
Yes, sir.
लेट मी चेक इफ आई हैव एनी 1 मिनिट आपल्याकडे आहे का स्प्रिंगचे बॉल पेन Anyway, so let us discuss this. अब जरा यहाँ पे ध्यान दो. I am putting my video on. Are you able to see the video?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let us say this is a spring. So you will be able to imagine the spring, I hope. This is the spring. So if I push the spring, will it resist or will it not
Yes.
resist? Yes. So you are going to have some resistance. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Similarly, if I put the spring in this direction, if I push it down or pull it up, it is going to have some resistance. Do you agree
Yes.
with me?
Yes, sir.
If I put the spring in this direction now, and if I try to twist it, it is also going to have some resistance. Do you agree with
Yes.
me? Now let us go back to our screen. I am showing these three springs here. Are you with me? This is
Yes,
the
sir.
horizontal spring. This is the vertical spring. And this is also the horizontal spring, but I have kept it in this direction.
Oh.
Normal to the plane of board. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And you have a member resting here. This is the member. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
These springs are connected to the member. Now tell me, delta x, sorry, this is x. This is y. Happy?
Yes.
And this is z. We are not interested about anything that happens in Z direction. Not about, in Z direction. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Now, tell me, is delta x possible?
Yes.
हाँ जरूर possible है, but it is
To
also
somewhat
not
extent.
freely possible. It is not freely possible. Do you agree?
Yes, yes.
So why it is not freely possible? Because this spring is going to have stiffness K.
Yes.
What is stiffness of spring? It is force required to cause unit deformation of the spring. So
Yes.
अगर 1 mm का deformation मुझे करना है स्प्रिंग का, तो जितना फोर्स लगेगा उसको मैं K बोलूंगा. K जैसे बढ़ते जाएगा उसका मतलब है I require higher and higher force to cause the unit deformation. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So I will call this stiffness as Kx. Happy? I will call this stiffness as Ky, and I will call this stiffness as rotational stiffness about Z direction, Kz. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So what is this rotational stiffness? If I have to rotate this member by 1 radian, I will have to produce moment of amount Kz.
Yes, sir.
Are you with me? So
Yes, sir.
अब मुझे बताओ डेल्टा x freely possible है क्या? तो freely possible नहीं है. Neither positive nor negative delta x is freely possible. It is partially possible. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So that means it is partially restrained. Do you agree?
Yes. Yes.
So I will say it is partially restrained. So if it is partially restrained, corresponding to that restrained portion of delta x, Rx positive and negative are possible. Are you with me?
Yes.
What about delta y? Tell me.
Same.
Same. It is partially restrained. Are you with me?
Yes.
Partially restrained. So therefore, corresponding to that partial restraint, positive and negative Ry are possible. Happy?
Yes.
What about theta z? It is also partially restrained.
Yes. Yes.
Are you with me?
Yes.
So corresponding to that partial restraint, Mz is possible. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So in real life situations, these values of kx, ky and kz will be non-zero and partial restraint only will be possible. And therefore, the support will be able to offer all these reactions corresponding to partial restraint. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And now I am going to ask you an interesting question. Imagine that kx is 0. Kz is 0. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And ky is infinity.
Ah.
What kind of support it is? Tell me. If kx is 0, that means delta x is freely possible in positive and negative directions. Do you agree
Yes.
with me?
Yes. Yes.
Kz is 0, that means rotation about z axis is freely possible.
Rolling support?
But it is double roller support. Why? Because I have, once I set ky to infinity, neither lifting up is possible nor pushing down is possible. Are you with
Yes.
me?
Yes. Yes.
So therefore, then it is going to be this kind of support. Double roller support.
Okay.
Are you with me?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So double roller support can be given by this combination of kx, ky and kz. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Now, अब जरा ध्यान से देखो, kx is infinity, ky is infinity, and kz is 0.
In support.
Yes, it goes to hinge support. Very good. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Hinge support. Now, kx is infinity, ky is infinity. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And kz is infinity.
Fixed support.
Yes, it goes to fixed support. So do you understand? Value of stiffness to be infinite is a hypothetical argument. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
How do you build a spring with infinite stiffness? Impossible. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So therefore, all these supports which are manifestations of hypothetical values of kx, ky, and kz, are therefore hypothetical supports. In reality, the support will be something where kx, ky, and kz all are non-zero and
Yes, sir.
non-infinity. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, but we are going to live with this idealized support as this is the introductory course. Happy?
Yes, sir.
I hope now you have understood all the support conditions. So quickly tell me, let us quickly revise. Roller support, how many reactions can it offer? Bolo. अरे इतना सन्नाटा क्यों है? Shubham.
Yes, sir.
Roller support, how many reactions can it offer?
2.
Only one. Roller
Yes,
support
yes,
can
yes.
offer only one force reaction. Are you with me?
Yes, yes.
Hinge support, how many reactions can it offer?
Hinge. 1.
No, two. Two force reactions it can offer.
2
Rx
force.
and Ry.
Okay, yes, got it, sir.
It cannot offer MZ. Okay, it's all right. It takes time to sink in, but try to understand this thoroughly.
Yes, yes, sir.
What about fixed support? How many reactions can it offer?
Reactions, it can support X and Y.
And moment reactions. So total 3 reactions it can offer: Rx, Ry,
Okay.
and MZ. 2 force reactions and 1 moment reaction.
And 1 moment reaction.
Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
We do not differentiate between a force reaction or moment reaction. We just say them as reactions. Are you with
Okay,
me?
sir.
So it offers 2 force reactions and 1 moment reaction. This is for clarity I am saying.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So with this, we have now concluded the discussion on supports, and therefore we have concluded the understanding of reaction. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So now we have understood what is a reaction, what kind of support offers what kind of reactions. We have also understood what is the definition of beam. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Now we have to put the things together. Reactions of beams. That means what are the various types of supports that beam can have? What kind of reactions can they offer? How do we measure these reactions experimentally? How do we calculate these reactions analytically? Do analytical predictions match with experimental predictions? ये सारे questions अब answer करने हैं. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now it's 15, that is 3:32. We will take a 5 minute break where you can take a power nap and we will come back. And
5 minutes are not enough. 10 minutes.
pardon? After 10 minutes, it's time to wind up. So that's why 5 minutes. Okay.
Time to wind up, sir. It's till 4:30 or what?
No, it's till 4. That's what I'm saying. If I give you the break of 10,
Oh, got it.
then so therefore now it is 15:32 in my watch. We will come back. Let us take 8 minutes break. At 15:40, we will come back and we will discuss the last point of today's discussion.
Okay, sir.
So, sir, do we have to leave the meeting or stay?
No, you stay here.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So one more point today, and that is free body diagram. Are you with me, Aditya?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So have you heard this word before, free body diagram, in 11th or 12th standard physics?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm going to dwell on your understanding of free body diagram. Before that, let me explain this arrangement that I have drawn. Look at this member and tell me, is it a 1D skeletal member? Aditya? Is it a 1D member?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Is it a beam?
Yes, sir.
Yes, because it is loaded transverse to its axis. Therefore, it is 1D member as well as it is beam. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And now this beam has been attached with a hook here, to which we have attached a mass of magnitude m. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And now it is supported by a hinge support on one end and it is supported by a roller support on the other. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Now, you tell me what do you understand by free body diagram of this beam? So what should we do if I were to draw the free body diagram?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes. Yes, go ahead.
So how much more is left?
What is the issue?
So how much more do we have to cover up?
No, what is the issue? Why this question?
No, sir, because you said you're taking starting at 340. That's why I asked.
Who is starting at 340?
Sir, you. So you said no, we'll start at 340.
So it's already 340.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now this M is mass M has been suspended to this beam. Now Aditya, can you tell me what is your understanding of free body diagram?
Sir, it consists of 1D diagrams, and it helps us to know the forces acting on it.
Okay, so you have to show all the forces acting on it. Okay, but now let us have a look at the name free body diagram. So there must be some reason why it has been given a name free body diagram. So I will just define free body diagram today and then we are going to stop. So what do we mean by free body diagram is free the body under consideration from all external agencies and show what the external agencies were doing. This is called as free body diagram. Are you with me, Aditya?
Yes, sir.
So I will show the free body diagram of this beam and then we are going to stop. So free body diagram of this beam means free the beam from all external agencies. The very first external agency is Earth. So once I free the body, that is this beam from Earth, I have to show what the Earth must have been doing. So Earth must have been pulling this beam down by its self weight, which acts through the center of gravity, which occurs to be at distance L by 2. L by 2. So I must show the self weight of the beam. Free the body from all external agencies and show what the external agencies must have been doing. Free the beam from Earth, show what the Earth must have been doing. It must be pulling it down by force W. This support, hinge support, is also an external agency. So I will free the beam from external agency and I will show two reactions that this support can offer. Hinge support can offer two force reactions. So I'm going to show these two reactions as Ry and Rx. I have shown them towards right and up. If they are other way around, that means if it is towards left or towards down, then it will come out of the analysis. Negative sign will indicate that original assumed sense of the reaction is incorrect. So you can show it either in this direction or in reverse direction. It's all right. But I have to show what the supports must have been doing. So this support must be offering two reactions. One is Rx and another is Ry. And this roller support, I will free the body from roller support as well. And I will show the reaction that this roller support can offer. And that is only one force reaction Ry. Then this hook also is external to the beam. Therefore, I am going to show weight mg acting here, which is external to the beam at distance x. This is called as free body diagram of the beam. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So in summary, free body diagram means free the body from all external agencies and show what the external agencies must have been doing. This is called as free body diagram. So let us stop here for today. I request all of you to write down your PRN number, name in chat box. Also mention your batch, whether you are from M1 batch or M3 batch. And then you can leave the meeting.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, what is the write-up for this?
No, we have still not covered the discussion of the experimental part itself.
Okay.
And anyway, you don't have to write anything, not a single line. I'm going to give you the printed write-up. What you have to do is you have to only, from observation table given, you have to only do the calculations and you have to write the inference and questions, answers to the questions.
Okay.
Are you with me? So therefore,
Yes.
there is no write-up that you have to rewrite.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Once I complete the discussion of first experiment, I will share the write-up of it with you. Okay, so write down your name, PRN number, and batch, and then you can leave the meeting.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.